Ellas y Haciendas y García de la Torre y Pérez del Campo Rodríguez de Arrieta, alcalde municipal del Real Madrid. Welcome aboard Endeavour Air Flight 4960, flying from Piedmont Triad International Airport to LaGuardia Airport. We expect our flight time to be approximately 1 hour and 5 minutes. Please give us your full attention. Safety first, fiesta later, eh? To start, please ensure your seat backs and tray tables are in the upright position and your window blinds are opened for takeoff. Now, let me show you how to fasten your seatbelt. To fasten, insert the metal fitting into the buckle until you hear a click. To tighten, pull on the strap. To release, lift the buckle. Remember, your seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. In case of an emergency, oxygen masks will drop down from above. Pull the mask firmly towards you, place it over your nose and mouth, and breathe normally. Don't forget to secure your own mask before assisting others. Your life vest is located under your seat or between the seats. To put it on, slip it over your head, pull the straps around your waist, and fasten it. Inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. We also have special life vests for children available. If we need to evacuate, please leave all personal belongings behind. Follow the crew's instructions at all times. In case of an emergency, floor-level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which is clearly marked. We have a total of 6 exits on this aircraft, and the nearest one may be behind you. For your safety, please ensure that all mobile phones and electronic devices are set to flight mode. Larger devices must be securely stowed during takeoff and landing. Smoking and the use of e-cigarettes are strictly prohibited anywhere on board, including the lavatories. Finally, please take a moment to review the safety information card located in the seat pocket in front of you. Thank you for your attention and enjoy the flight. Gracias.
You can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check the plane side to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and computers while in your gate. However, once we close our boarding doors, you must please place these items in the airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. So we'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
That whole line of conversation, I was meaning that for Jeff.
Hey, welcome to lovely Greensboro, North Carolina. This is a city, I don't know how many we have got here, maybe about 186, 200,000 wonderful people. And it's a good city, too. It's actually a really good place. Um, I have lived here for most, I guess you would consider most of my life. Okay. And where we're going today is we're taking a trip up to LaGuardia Airport, and then we're going to take a second leg today to Charlotte and see how it works out. So, New York City first, and to Charlotte. I have gone ahead and entered a lot of my information, and it's the point in time we can go ahead and ask for IFR clearance. See if we can get clearance from clearance. And while I'm here, let's check our QNH. QNH in Greensboro right now is 29er.89er. Brian, can you get our clearance, please? Kind of a complicated, we literally take off and turn around on this flight. We're taking off, going back the other way. Checking on where we are. Departure, good afternoon. Endeavor 4960 requesting our IFR clearance to LaGuardia. Something doesn't look right about that. We're gonna hit new flight. Try to refresh that. There we go. Brian, can you get our IFR clearance, please? I may fire you just for the day. I'm almost afraid to pick this crew, but I could try it. Actually, he's been very consistent. I'm going to go Sanjay. And my flight crews are going to kind of fight because I have Delta flight crew and I have some extra flight crew. Sanjay, can you get our IFR clearance for us from clearance here in Greensboro for LaGuardia?
I'll get our IFR clearance from clearance at Greensboro for LaGuardia.
You are the man.
Greensboro clearance, Endeavor 4960. We'd like to collect our IFR clearance with information Lima.
Give me 1 second for that clearance. Endeavor 4960, Greensboro clearance clear to LaGuardia via the Quake 8 departure. Then is filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 370 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 124.35, squawk 7455. Expect runway 23 right.
Sanjay, you going to read it back?
Got it, Steve. I'll read back the clearance.
Not sure what's up. They're a little off their game. And Sanjay, we're ready for pushback and start clearance also.
I'll get the pushback clearance for us.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
Endeavor 4906.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Start. We have Lima.
All right, our RSs are aligned, ready to go. Flight.
Some doors are still opened or the GPU or the ASU are still connected. I'm waiting for all of them closed and disconnected, then I will proceed.
That would be my fault.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
Also, for our lights, which are always ridiculously bright in the back, I'm going to tell it, keep brightness at 50%. We'll say 48%. See if it's more bearable. Much better.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call. Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a Cougar flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta for 100 years and counting.
Delta.
Delta. Delta.
Delta Airlines.
The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority, and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear. If you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for help.
As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness,
Operation
attach
complete.
the metal tip
Go ahead and
to
set the
fitting
parking
on
brake.
the belt. To release, push the metal tip down. Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and
Disconnecting
keep it
tow.
fastened
Stand by.
wherever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In
Max
the event
brake.
of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety.
Ground spoiler
We
arm,
appreciate
flaps
your
1.
understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin. Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including
All right.
chewing tobacco,
And,
is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling,
Master
or
switch
destroying
off.
restroom smoke detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used as a raft. In the event of an evacuation,
Tail is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have fun up there.
Exits are clearly marked with the green exit symbol. Locate the nearest exits and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights
Right,
will
go ahead and get our
illuminate the
taxi
aisle to
clearance.
guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from the panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull a mask or streamer down to start the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note the oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case. Life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lab children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, carry-on items secured, and armrests are at resting position, or as otherwise indicated on the placard in front of you. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we take off into the future, sit back and relax. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta, today and for the next 100 years.
Please remember that your seatbelt must be fastened whenever the seatbelt sign is illuminated. Now please return your seat back to the tray table to the upright position and ensure that your window blinds are open for takeoff and landing. Mobile phones and electronic devices must be set to flight mode. Laptops or larger devices should be securely stowed during takeoff and
I have 2 different cabin crews. One of them is actually the Delta 8 cars and gives it kind of that immersive effect, and the other one is say Intentions. And I just let them both go. They can argue with each other if they want. It's fine with me.
remember to secure your own mask before assisting others. Your life vest is located under your seat or between the seats. To put it on, pull it over your head, fasten it, and inflate it only after leaving the aircraft. Special life vests for children are also available. Floor-level lighting will guide you to the nearest exit, which is clearly marked. Please note that the nearest exit may be behind you. In case of evacuation, leave all personal belongings behind and follow all safety instructions. For your safety, brace yourself, the knees, head down, and your arms crossed. Please follow crew instructions all the time. Lastly, the safety information card in your seat pocket contains all the details you need. Thank you for your attention, and we wish you a pleasant flight.
You have to be very careful because it really is downhill like this on the real runway. You can like get a head of steam going if you don't watch out. I really wanted to fly with the MD-80, but I'm more confident in the save feature on the Toliss model just in case we have a burp or a spit up along the way. Parking brakes on. And here's where I'm going to check that. I'm going to go to the Toliss app. Wait. And where it says here save situations, I'm going to bump that up to 30-minute interval. Just in case something really goes south. We'll say 15. Auto save is on. It'll save our situation. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and walk through our short checklist. Auto brakes are set to max. Ground spoilers armed. Flaps are to 1. Ignition off. Chronos are reset. Landing lights are in the on position. So we're lit up like a Christmas tree. Seat belt and everything else is set to auto. Brian, please brief the approach. Oh, I'm sorry. Brief the takeoff. Brief the takeoff. I misspoke there. Would you please brief our takeoff?
We'll be departing from runway 23 right, flying the Quake 8 departure with an initial climb to 4,000 feet. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet. After takeoff, we'll follow the set profile. Weather looks clear. In case of engine failure below 400 feet, continue straight. Above 400 feet, follow engine out set. Procedure: squawk 7,455. Departure frequency 124.35. Flaps 5. V1 is 142 knots. VR is 147 knots. V2 is 152 knots. Climb out at V2 plus 10. Ready to go, Captain.
All right, Sanjay, would you please get our takeoff clearance?
I'll get our takeoff clearance from tower.
Greensboro Tower, Endeavour 4960. Holding short of runway 23 right, we are ready for departure.
Endeavour 4960, Greensboro Tower, runway 23 right, wind 240 at 9er. RNAV John 8, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 23 right, RNAV Team E cleared for takeoff. Endeavour 4960.
Delta Bravo traffic at your 10 o'clock 5 miles. At 1,500 feet, Piper M600.
V1, rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. We're doing a complete 180 to go the opposite way right now.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, I'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and welcome back to our SkyMall members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution in opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the immediate cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You'll find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
The overspeed came because in the course of doing everything just then, I did not reset my throttle to thrust climb. So what it did, it was still on toga climb, even if it was flex, and it continued to build up speed. And that caused, I caused the overspeed. So that was one of those oops bonehead things. Was so busy changing my camera views that I missed it. So we're good now. We're not far already from our destination. We're only 384 miles from New York City.
Dear guests, we are now at a safe altitude, and I'm pleased to inform you that the lavatories are now available for your use. You may also use your approved electronic devices in flight mode. Cabin service will begin shortly, so please sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Thank you.
Landing lights are off. One 3000 and climbing. Right. We're stable, we're climbing. The only other big event to happen is our transition for our altimeter, and we'll look at our approach. We're going in flaps full, brake mode medium, pavement dry. So that gives us a VREP of 144, QNH's 2971. Temp is 15. Winds are 220 at 7. Alright, we're currently at 18,000. I didn't hear the climb command earlier. What does he tell us to do? He never told us to climb, but our expect is to be up at 370. Our expectation is 370. So literally we're going up and down. Our goal, by the way, is to make it to LaGuardia and then to pick up passengers and take them to Charlotte. We'll see how it works out. To pick up that second flight, I need enough time to get to Charlotte. So we'll see how that. I'm not sure if we'll have enough time or not. We'll see. I can let you know when we get to LaGuardia. It's our gate. So we're supposed to come in on gate 88. So gate 88. I'll see if we can go ahead and be ready to hit the right gate. So we'll come in. On 22. Gates are confusing there. They're very 88. Oh, I found it. There we go. There it is, 88. So 88's at the end of runway 31. So I see the taxiway we're gonna have to come in from. So once we stop, wow. It's gonna take us a little, it's all the way down at the end of one of the runways, so we're gonna go about a mile to get to it. Wow, okay. We're almost at top of climb. Almost. Now we got a little bit to go. Okay. I think we're ready. So, once we land, we're going to gate 88. Gate 88. We're not far outside of our destination. Let's see where we are. So we're coming in on runway 22 at LaGuardia, and we are 271 miles from our destination. Right before I took this flight, I loaded the latest beta of Xplane 12. So we're on the latest version right now. We're in the Toliss A21N Airbus, and I think my favorite feature on it is the being able to restore a flight from where you had it hosed or something locked up or froze, and this has an excellent version of it. So if, for instance, on longer flights, I've experienced it before, and recently I had it with the A339. Now, at the time, I didn't know, because I never used it, it had that kind of a save feature. I didn't know one existed, and that sounds stupid, but I just don't use it very much. And so I think it was Rough Landing told me about it. All right. So these waypoints are much more, like, much closer together from here forward. One thing I like about the Toliss A321neo, I believe, first of all, I do feel like I'm cheating when I fly some of the Airbus versions, because there are a lot of things that are easier to do in an Airbus than in the Boeing, although I still love the Boeing. But I love one feature in the, this is Toliss, this isn't Airbus. When I go to outside views, anything I have like pop-ups or pop-outs on the screen go away, and they're not there when I'm on the outside, because that saves a lot of trouble when you have to click off all of the ones you got up and so I like that feature that they hide the pop-outs when you're outside of the aircraft, although sometimes it could be nice to have like the horizon or something on the outside, but it's kind of like cheating. So anyway, I like that they do that. So when I hit Shift 2, there's nothing on there but, you know, the sky. That's more realistic. Yeah. We're not far from top of descent at all, so we're currently cruising at 370. There's a lot of restrictions or airspace restrictions on the way down or altitude, and I think it will manage them for me though. So I'm going to be putting my altitude here on 3,000 and let the aircraft, the McDo, manage it down, because I already see on the way down how many of these we'll have. We'll have a we have 270 as a restriction, 265, 218, 188, 18,000, 15,000. Yeah, there's a lot of like altitude restrictions, probably speed limit too. Sanjay, can you get our descent clearance to be able to descend on the Proud to arrival?
I can't handle that task, Steve. You need to be in charge of the comms for that.
You're in charge of all comms.
I'll take over the comms now, Steve.
Now, please get our descent clearance for the Proud to arrival.
I'll get our descent clearance for the Proud to arrival.
Endeavour 4960 radar contact 4 north of West St. Mary's Airport at flight level 360, Drayton altimeter 2975. Cleared direct Heathrow. Expect the Proud to arrival. Hertz transition. Descent coming up in about 5 minutes. If you'd like to descend now, just say the word.
Reagan Tower, Endeavour 4960, requesting clearance to descend for the Proud to arrival.
Endeavour 4960, descend and maintain 10,000 for the Proud to arrival.
Descend and maintain 10,000 for the Proud to arrival. Endeavour 4960.
Cleared direct to Hydra.
Washington Center, Endeavour 4960, good afternoon. Descending from flight level 370 to 10,000.
Lieutenant, please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
I know it's been kind of quiet, but we're on the steady descent. We're at about 300, descending on the Proud to arrival for LaGuardia. Alright, so we're at 280. We'll probably slow down shortly here at about 270 and kind of hang out there until we go about 6 miles, and then we'll go to the next level. We'll step it down. There we go. We did see how it stopped us there, and that keeps us at this altitude for whoa, for about 17 miles. We'll be at Eno, and we're 136 miles outside of LaGuardia, LGA. So we're good. We're all good. It's a better view. We are also running, this is the latest beta of Xplane 12. I'm not sure what changed in the last one. I haven't read the footnotes or the release notes. It wasn't a very large update though, because I know it only took me like 10 seconds to load it, so.
Can you please expedite your descent to 10,000 feet?
Expediting descent to 10,000 feet, Endeavour 4960.
Endeavour 4960 unable.
Endeavour 4960 descend and maintain 10,000 feet approved. Altimeter 2970.
I'm not sure why he's doing that. I'm not ATC either, but
Endeavour 4960 descend via cross Hertz transition into LaGuardia. Altimeter 2970.
Descend via Proud to Hertz transition into LaGuardia. Altimeter 2970. Endeavour 4960.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now left our cruising altitude and are beginning our approach to LaGuardia Airport. At this time, we kindly ask everyone to return to their seats, stow your tray tables, and fasten your seatbelts. Please note that the use of the lavatories is no longer permitted. Thank you for your cooperation, and we appreciate your attention as we prepare for landing.
Sky looks awesome. It looks really good.
Endeavour 4960, contact New York approach on 120.8.
Contact New York approach on 120.8. Endeavour 4960. New York approach, Endeavour 4960 afternoon. Descending from 13,000 to 10,000.
Endeavour 4960, New York approach. Good afternoon, LaGuardia. Altimeter 2971. Expect the ILS runway 22 approach into LaGuardia.
Landing lights are coming up.
Altimeter 2971, expecting ILS runway 22 approach into LaGuardia. Endeavour 4960.
All right, let's go into LaGuardia, LGA. I'll fly out of there on the 9th, I think around the 9th. On this, I'm doing the opposite of what I just did. I'm taking our flight back to Greensboro. We have a hard stop at 10,000 just for a moment, and then we're going to continue descending. We're actually 49 miles outside of LGA, but we have a transition.
I'll make sure the crew checks that everyone is seated and has fastened their seatbelts. Ladies and gentlemen, we are now beginning our final approach into New York City. At this time, please turn off your electronic devices and stow them until we've arrived at the gate. Kindly put your tray tables away and ensure your seats are in their full upright position. Don't forget to fasten your seatbelts. Our assigned gate is R15. Thank you for your cooperation.
And we're about to start descending again. I anticipate some vectoring, especially at this airport. What is the distance from JFK to LaGuardia? How far is the drive from JFK to LaGuardia? 12 miles. Alright, we're continuing our descent. We'll be descending down to 3,000. We're still in Little Proud 2. And we're going to go ahead and activate approach phase just to slow down. We're at flaps 1. And I'm gonna put this back. We'll actually pass the airport on this approach and come back. That's where I'll see if they'll vector me, like to help me turn around, what they're going to do for me. Flaps 2. Flaps 3.
Charlie Victor, 1,800, climbing to 2,500. I have a couple of
Charlie Victor, go ahead with your request.
I would like to request a practice approach into Farmingdale, RNAV 19, circle 214.
5,000. Maintain current heading 040 vectors for the ILS runway 22 approach.
Descending to maintain 5,000. Maintaining heading 040 for vectors to the ILS runway 22 approach. Endeavour 4960.
I'm excited to see. We are on the pink bus in Israel together. I am excited to see we are on the pink bus together in Israel. I have some other friends on the bus with us. Frank Mickens is going. Oh, wow. Beautiful.
Southwest 21, contact Kennedy approach on 125.7. 125.7, Southwest 21. American 2450, turn right, heading 270. Right, 270, American 2450.
I'm seeing the effects of, I loaded the other Manhattan into different pieces, which really adds to the skyline. That is awesome. Nice. It's overcast, but underneath you can actually see everything looks pretty good.
Endeavour 4960, turn right, heading 060.
Right heading 060. Endeavour 4960.
I think he is going to help get us set up. It's a nice move, by the way, to move us out a little bit so we can come back. It's all right.
Contact Kennedy approach on 125.7. Kennedy approach, American 2150. Good day.
We're at full flaps now. We're about 5,000 full flaps. Ground spoiler is armed. Brakes are set to medium. We're lit up like a Christmas tree.
Heading 330.
Left heading 330, Endeavour 4960.
Climate maintain is 300. Attic
2,500.
667.
Attic 654, contact Boston Center on 126.275.
126.75. Save attic 654.
tower on 118.7. Endeavor 49.6.
Sometimes I feel like I cheated myself because I never flew the smaller airliners first, to kind of get a VFR feel, because I enjoy IFR much more than VFR. I have more confidence in it. We're at the 10-mile mark. We're right at the ceiling of the cloud cover. It should get better. Remember, we've got, once we get on the ground, we're going to 88, gate 88. And we have captured and AP2 active. So all the passengers can see right now is a bunch of clouds. That's us. I would call that stable, wouldn't you? Okay.
Hundred above. Minimum.
My aircraft.
seatbelts securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin.
Endeavor 4960.
Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted.
That wasn't a great landing by no stretch, sorry.
You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed.
Ground on 121.7 for further instructions. Endeavor 4960.
Travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your Sky Miles account.
Please remain seated until we have reached our final parking position.
If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage
Endeavor
claims,
4960.
We wish you a wonderful
or any
stay
other
here.
information, a Uniform Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may
Endeavor
have.
4960. Cleared of runway 22. Ready to taxi to the gate. Good afternoon.
We'd like to thank you all for flying with us.
LaGuardia
If
ground
you've enjoyed
taxi
having
gate
you on board,
R15 via
I
Bravo,
look forward
Oscar
to the
November
opportunity
Echo.
to
Have a
serve
great
you
day.
once again. Thank you so much.
Romeo
Have a
15
wonderful
via
evening.
Bravo, Oscar November Echo. Endeavor
Flight attendants,
4960.
prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
That was not a great touchdown. Not a great one at all. Went too long. I needed to reduce thrust a little bit more. I didn't, but it caused me to go really long. I was still wasn't a problem stopping. I mean, the aircraft could stop on a dime, but that wasn't the point. It is easy to taxi at LGA more than JFK. For one, it's smaller, but the way the runways are positioned and the terminal is set, it's just easier to figure out where you are. $315. This is Global Arts Custom also, this airport is. So it looks good. Not a fancy airport, but good. And I have it reintroduced. We need to check our place here. '88. Okay, I see where to go. I'm supposed to keep going straight. Alright, someone took my gate. I just hit that plane there and created an issue. And we'll see if I can fix those, make them go away. Alright, I gotta get through this. So world, smoking cockpit, we want to always working, and engines, you see failures, come on, go away. Now it should fix. I realized where the problem was. It had nothing to do with Xplane. It was a stupid question because the reason it was doing it is because traffic global was set to collisions. So if I do it now, so right now, if I go take my space, I think I figured it out though. Finally, I don't know. It's just something I should have known. Should have given me like a distance knock off, but I'm good. That was they called that an uncommon butter landing. I don't. I think I messed up. In fact, let's go to. I could really mess things up sometimes with replays when I do them because I need that memory. But let me see. I was just saying, not great, but okay. I think my approach was too long, and I shouldn't have taken that much time. I'm gonna go to the power rep for this one. I mean, when it says the touchdown was at 31 feet per minute, that's because I went way too long on the approach. So I'm saying don't use that as an example because I think it probably wouldn't be as much of one. Okay, so we're gonna go back to flights, and we're gonna look for KLGA. See if I've got one that's going into KDCA. Is there? No? Why not? And if there's not, we could kind of make one up. Okay, so let's take these out. So we're going to make one up. We're going to call this one DV, flight number 200. Coming out of KLGA, and we're going to arrive at KDCA, which I'm not far from. Cruise level will not be above 230 right now.
LaGuardia, ground United 1905, request permission to push back and start. United 1905, request permission to push back and start. 1905, LaGuardia, ground United 1905, request permission to push back and start. Approved. Information Juliet is current. LaGuardia, ground United 2105, request
5 LaGuardia ground pushback and start approved.
Alright, we've got the flight plan in place for this flight. I'm so thrilled. I figured out why my planes are blowing it. I should have known that for traffic global was causing my flaming issue, which is if it came in a flight and it was, instead of just taking the spot, taking the flight, it would blow into flames. That's bad. Okay, so KLGA to KDCA. I'm going to modify this right here. We're not going to KDCA. We're going to, or I mean, we're going to KDCA. Alright, we're keeping that stream going right now. Oh, good. Okay, now back to the jetway. Will that jetway work now with Sam? Will it work with this flight? The answer's no. Okay, that's fine. Alright, so we're going to go init. Pull down that flight request. Right, so we are at KLGA currently heading out on runway 22. Okay, we're gonna go out on Hope. Very simple departure. Okay, so 22 Hope. I think that's it. Okay. Our takeoff performance is going to come out on 22. Whoa, it needs the right airport. It needs, I have never used this, what I'm doing right now. Enter, okay, 22. That gives us 223236. That's awfully big distance between V1 to rotate. Not usually used to seeing that. 136. Our flex is 45. Flaps are going to be set at 3. Shorter runway. Up 0.1. That's something to pay attention to, though. Really, I mean, flaps. I'm not used to a config of flaps 3, and it's telling me, no, you're going to do a config. You're going to do this config. So that means pay attention. Pay attention. So we're going out on runway 22. Shorter runway. Sanjay, would you get our IFR clearance from clearance, please?
I'll get our IFR clearance from clearance.
LaGuardia clearance, Delta 7673, requesting IFR clearance. We have India.
Stand by, you're number 1.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight going to Washington Ronald Reagan National Airport. As you're making your way to your seat, we kindly ask that you please step into your row and out of the aisle as quickly as possible.
Radar
Allow
vectors
those
Big E,
passengers behind
that
you
is
to
filed.
make their way to their
Climb
seat
and
as well.
maintain 4,000. Expect flight level 28010 minutes after departure. Departure on 120.8. Squawk 2215. And I know it's not what you filed, but you can expect runway 31.
So if the bin directly above your seat is already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, you must please place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. So we'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
I don't think that's a very big change. Let me see, how big of a change is it for me? That's not. Just when I go out on 3-1, which is right here at us, we have to make a left turn to transition. So that's not a terribly big change for us. In fact, that was quite nice of them to do that. Sanjay, would you go ahead and get our pushback and start clearance?
I'll get our pushback and start clearance.
LaGuardia ground, Delta 7673, requesting pushback and start clearance. We have India.
Delta 7673, pushback and start approved, tail southwest.
Brakes are still cooling. Earlier, that's all right.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
La Guardia ground is Aeromexico Flight 300, request taxi to active runway. Aeromexico 300, La Guardia ground, request takeoff clearance.
Aeromexico 300, I wasn't able to find an IFR flight plan for you. Sim brief responded. Error, unknown, user ID.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect. tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
I do have a problem that's got to be addressed, and we'll see what. My brakes are very hot right now.
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of the aircraft. Kindly ask that you please direct your attention to your monitors and settings in the aisle, even if you are a secret flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta for 100 years and counting.
Delta.
Delta.
Delta. Delta Airlines.
The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority, and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Larger electronic devices must be placed in a bag. Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the aisles, exits, and bulkhead areas clear. If you lose an electronic device in your seat, please do not adjust your seat and ask a crew member for help.
As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever
Disconnecting
you're
tow.
seated
Stand
in case
by.
of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our service is interrupted.
Federal regulations require all passengers to comply with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted placards and lighted information signs throughout the cabin. Smoking, vaping, the use of e-cigarettes or any smokeless product, including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with, disabling, or destroying restroom smoke detectors.
There are 8 exits on this plane. 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has a detachable slide that can be used as a raft. In the event of an evacuation,
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
All exits are clearly marked with the green exit symbol. Locate the nearest exits and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisles to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from the panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull a mask or streamer down to start the flow of oxygen. Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note the oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case.
Ron,
life
get
vests are in
taxi
the compartment
clearance
beneath
to
or
runway
adjacent to your
31.
seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch.
Can you repeat that?
Put the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your
Get
waist.
taxi
attach it to
clearance.
the buckle in front and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lap children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, carry-on items secure, and armrests are at resting position, or as otherwise indicated on the placard in front of you. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions, in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we take off into
I'm
the future,
pulling off
sit back and relax.
to let the brakes cool.
And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta, today and for the next 100 years.
Now I'm about to apply some pressure on this brake, but my goal is to just get kind of in the dirt, but I'm going to put chocks on. We'll set our flaps for 3. Ground spoilers active. The reason for the 3, short runway. You'll see that in a minute. And brakes are on max here. Let's take a look at that runway. Woo, that is short. And let's see, let me check the brakes. No. All right, we're gonna sit here for a minute. I'm going to go get a cup of coffee, and we're going to let our brakes cool. Okay? So the reason we're not taking off yet is brakes. So I don't even have the brakes on right now. The brakes are off, and I have chocks, and I'm waiting for some relief here. So I'm waiting to see what happens here.
Frontier Flight 4347, LaGuardia ground. Go ahead.
Frontier 4347, request runway change for takeoff to runway 13 as in the ATIS. By Alpha Bravo Charlie.
All right, let's give it a second while the fans cool my brakes and just get it down to a reasonable amount, and then we will go. Okay. Coffee time. Okay, all right, we're ready. Sorry, guys. Hey, rough landing. Really? I'm just a little bit nervous about hot brakes. Wow. Left the landing gear. Well, that's true. But then, kind of thinking ahead, hopefully I won't. But we're good now. I need to put the brakes back on now. Take the chocks off. Yeah, I rode the brakes hard on the landing, pretty hard, and then I wasn't anticipating just staying in the flight, so I have not gone out of the flight since, and so here we are. All right, reset the chronos, landing gear. I mean landing lights. Okay. Sanjay, can you get our takeoff clearance? We're holding short runway 31. This shorter runway here.
I'll get our takeoff clearance.
I'm at flaps 3 for takeoff, which that's not normal for me usually, I guess.
7673, holding short of runway 31. We're ready for departure.
7673, LaGuardia Tower, runway 31, wind 200 at 7. Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Okay, flaps are at 3.
Fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff. Delta 7673.
Ground spoilers are armed, and brakes are at max. Auto brakes max. Okay. And I think I need every bit of this runway. I think my understanding. Okay. All right. Positive rate, you're up. I messed up on the takeoff because my takeoff settings weren't changed. I had to change runways. I'm not sure if planes can actually do this, but nah, I don't think they can. Let's enjoy it while we can. That's where I'm gonna have to make a phone call.
I'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it is important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. If the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution in opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff.
Yeah, if I did have to abort the takeoff, by the way, that would have been bad.
To use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it will be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, please see this trip with your own personal entertainment system, Mine, to a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that the screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
All right, we're taking a we're going to Biggie now. We're doing direct to Biggie, and we'll be at DCA in no time. We are 172 miles from DCA. So I was, for the heck of it, I was supposed to be taking a flight from LaGuardia to DC, and then from DC to Greensboro. Because I don't know why that interim part is even in the flight, but I think we ended up finding a direct flight from LaGuardia just to Greensboro. Because I think they have a regular flight, 2 regular flights every day that go back and forth. $10,000. Landing lights off. Okay. I had a unique problem with my my aircraft, and I didn't know what it was at first, but repeatedly I was like, my engines were going into flames when I was taxiing, and I finally figured out what it was. And I knew this. I don't know why it just I blew it off. It was Traffic Global. I looked, and when I had evidently reloaded or did something, updated Traffic Global, it had clicked back on the colliding with other aircraft, and that's what was causing it. Every time I would collide with another aircraft, I'd have smoke in the cockpit, flaming engines, or flaming wings. So it was me. Right, so the goal on this flight, here's our goal. We're going to see if we can get into DC without hearing the words pilot, deviation, or get ready to copy down a number. That's the goal right now. I have had, what I was learning about the 737 and some of the aircraft, I was repeatedly getting popped for that. Even with say Intentions or the other version to the built-in ATC, but I would get popped for that. Pilot deviation, phone calls, whatever. Nobody ever picks up the phone, but still, it's serious. It's in your permanent file, I guess. I hear another airplane. Might be him. Oh, there he is. JetBlue. I can hear him. I can hear their engines, the traffic global engines have a distinct sound to them. I did load the latest update, but I really can't tell you anything about it. If y'all know something that I don't, let me know, but I don't know if there's anything of note on the update. We'll be at top of climb. No, we're not going up to what it says, I don't think. We're at 23. I don't know if ATC's been quiet because I pulled off or what, but they've been awfully quiet. So, you know, it's Wednesday. It's the day before Thanksgiving, and everybody's just chilling, in so many words. And like, oh, cool. I'll run by the office, take care of some things, and who's going to know I'm going to put on my pajamas. Well, my pajama, you know, long pants. Like, so I have my pajamas on with my shirt. And I swing by my office. I don't see any cars. 16 calls, 16 people later, 16 people either came by my office in the worship center. It turns out they were doing heavy decorating, and even on top of that, someone gets herself injured from the work. We have to call EMS, and so I get to be there to administer first aid in my pajamas. Just one of those days. Then I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, why don't I feel embarrassed, or why don't I even care? And all I can think is 61. The embarrassment genes are gone. They don't exist anymore. I don't care. And there's your airline talk for the day, right there. All right, we got two United Airlines out in front of us. Let's see what altitude. We got one that's at 053 and one at 254. Okay. And different flight levels, I think. Flight level 2, that one's at 20,000. And this one over here is at 24,000. We're at 26,000, so we're good. I heard another plane. It's a nice looking plane. Okay, we are now at top of climb. We're just now top of climb. We're 13 miles from descending. It needs my descent info. What runway are they bringing us in on? They're trying to bring us in on 19. What the heck? Cap Clipper. Right, and I'll tell you this, I'm so enslaved to doing ILS style landings. This isn't an ILS landing here. I think this is different. Okay. But I think it will take us in more straight. Just straight in instead of having to wave and turn around to get to the other side of the airport. So let's see what happens. Let's learn something. Okay. And QNH is 297, 2970. get our descent clearance to come in on the Clipper arrival. QNH is 2970, okay.
Please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
All right, we're managing it all the way down. We'll see what happens. So let me see here. I see Maudie. I don't recognize any of those waypoints. Clipper and Moxie. RNAV 19. I don't recognize any of them. Just get me set up for a final and we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll see. We're set up for RNAV on runway 19, which is the opposite of 01. 01's the only ILS runway at DCA, so that's why this is an RNAV. So the question is, will we make it? Will we do it right? Well, so I guess we'll see. run our numbers. Runway's dry. We're coming in landing config full. Medium brakes. VREF is 144 at full flaps. 2970 is QNH 18. Okay, we can do this. I mean, it's not that there's not enough runway there to land. It's that I haven't practiced or have enough. I haven't. In rough landing, I do agree with you about the landing gear, about it cooling from the air that's hitting it. Seems like it would cool quicker that way than just the fans that are on the plane. Okay, let's start tracking where we are. We're only 65 miles outside of DC, so we have to run a very specific route, not to get shot down. So. A lot of activity out there, by the way. Delta, United. Yeah, a lot of Delta and United. I'm confused on my destinations right now because it looks like my McDo says 85, but my Navigraph says 52. Not sure what the discrepancy is. Alright, hard stop at 12,000 on Clipper, and I'm going to go ahead and bring the landing lights back up. Man, that's, talk about like believable. It's the best word I know to use. It's really even the haze at the certain altitudes are also much more realistic. It's good. Oh. Wait. Alright, we're down to 240 knots at flaps 1. that DCA? No, that's not DCA. Is that, oh, that's Baltimore. Okay. Yeah. Right. Welcome to Baltimore. Delta 7673 requesting direct to Megs. You don't need any more. Localizer has one job, is to get me lined up with the runway. And then its job's over. So once again, this is there's no ILS involved in 19. It's just the localizer lining you up. That's it. You're on your own there. So let's see how it goes. Wind's looking good. So you come out, I see you kind of line up with the Potomac for this, and then it brings it back in.
Sink rate.
400.
Sink
100
rate.
above.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate.
300.
Sink rate.
Minimum. Speed, speed, speed. Speed, speed, speed. Speed, speed. 200.
Sink rate. Sink rate. Sink rate.
50,
Sink
40,
rate.
30, 20. Retard, retard, retard. Retard. 10. 5.
That was awful.
off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to use caution when opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during landing. You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed. We invite you to visit Delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account.
That was rough.
Any of you should have questions
Okay,
regarding
so
ground transportation,
yeah.
baggage claim, or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
That'll work. Technically speaking, I can steal spaces, but just for the purpose of ending the flight, I'm going to stop here. I think we'll stop here.
Text Jeff Stevens. I'm going to be about 10 minutes late, but I'll see you in around 5:10. If you want to go ahead and get a seat, you can.
Alright, we'll take a quick gander at replay since we're out here. Good. let's just say not pretty, but functional. Okay, we made it. Real quick, one last thing, and I've got to go. You want to see the inside? This is the inside. This is a tie model rendition of DCA. Okay, if that's not enough, there's one level, and there's another level. Well done, and a beautiful view out there. You see the